Hey guys, Joe here. I just wanted to share with you a little bit about what I found from the technology survey. Prezi for us to take a quick look at it. I'm going to walk you through it. I'll start by saying I was quite shocked, I guess, by the results. I was expecting we may have known a little bit more about some of the programs out there, but pleasantly surprised, I guess, or excited to share some of the results and to start talking about some of the ways I think we can improve our teaching strategies by using some of the programs that were mentioned in the survey. Anyway, like I said earlier, I was a little bit surprised. So the survey that was done on SurveyMonkey, by the way, thank you. Oh, got mail. For Thank you for taking the survey. We had about 90% completion with well over 50 responses. And first one was, how familiar are you with the programs? And you guys responded in generally with PowerPoint, 48% moderately comfortable using. There's some room for growth. I'm not sure how much we're going to focus on that. Prezi, this is what I'm using right now. 65% of you have never heard of it. It is very similar to a PowerPoint and has some really cool functions, but we may or may not get into that later too. This one was where we are going to kind of focus. 74% of you never heard of Board Builder, and I have a separate YouTube video that explains Board Builder. It's absolutely wonderful, and as we progress through the Prezi, I will discuss that quite a bit more. How familiar are you with the following technology? Movie Maker, only 4% comfortable using, and this is really a very cool way to involve your students. And I like making trailers for, they're like little mini movie trailers, but you can get a lot of information in using Movie Maker. It is a little bit cumbersome and not the first thing we're going to tackle technology-wise, but in some of the PDDs I will be showing you Movie Maker. I will start by actually having a completed one, showing you what that looks like, and go from there. Splashtop. Splashtop is a lot like our whiteboards or our inner right boards, what we used to have. And now that we're pretty much switched over to the Apple products and Apple TVs, and Splashtop is an application that we can upload, and it works just like inner right, but the functions are a lot smoother. The pen writes a lot nicer, and there's a few other things. Now, Unify is a database that we use to pull up student information, but it is also has an enormous bank of materials to test students on, especially students who might be in the III process. They have research-based materials, so they have it for reading and math, and really just great materials to use, and good to have quizzes and tests printed from there, and good to share with parents at meetings because the results are pretty accurate. Now, Kahoot. Kahoot is one of my new favorites, and I've been sharing this all over school with whoever will listen. Somewhat to my detriment, because I've noticed the computer cart is harder and harder to get a hold of now. But Kahoot is it's a Jeopardy style game that you can use to well, let's see. You can use it to preview a topic. You can use it to do kind of a quick pre-testing situation. A lot of time, I'm going to show it to you again in another professional development, but each kid gets his own computer. They can do it on a tablet. They can even do it from a phone, but it's like a Jeopardy style game, and I like to have the kids turned around their computers either backwards, or I do it from the back of the room, and this way I can take a quick glance and see who's getting them right and who's getting them wrong. I can record that either in not really a grade book, but just make note of it so that I can pull small groups using the information from here. Like I said here, 84% have never used. I can't remember exactly, but a large number of you never even heard of it. It's simple, interactive. It's online gaming system. Think of trivia night when you used to go out and compete. It's very similar to that. How many believe they would benefit from a technology workshop? 55% said yes, and that was very encouraging. I'm glad to see that. I am, as you know, somewhat tech savvy, and there are a lot of workshops out there, and I benefit from a lot of them. I like the 35% here said it depends, and that is absolutely true. I mean, it really depends. What are we going to do a workshop on? Is it something that I can use? Is it something functional? Like I said, we're going to talk about Kahoot a little bit more, and I think you're gonna really love it. So my big thing is to get the biggest bang for your buck. All right, if we're going to get into something new, here are my two suggestions to start. Kahoot and Board Builder. Two programs, effective, easy, and fun to use. Board Builder, I have a 10-minute video attached to my YouTube account, and it goes through step by step on the video, but at the next professional development, we're actually all going to build our own boards. And what I like most about the boards, I'm trying to think of the best way to explain it, but let's see. Imagine, let's say, you had a science board. You know, those three folded science project boards that we did for the science fair. And in the you were going to use that to teach a lesson. Imagine that's what you were going to do. And in the upper left-hand corner, you're going to place the objective. The next thing you might do is discuss some of the vocabulary. The next thing you might do on that science board would be, on a science board, it would be to discuss the procedure or describe what you're testing. Well, in Board Builder, you can set your lesson up the same way, where you have your objective, but then you can put a little note to yourself saying, hey, this would be a great time to implement some of the Marzano strategies, like turning and talking or restating the objective, or even some of the whole brain activities, which we are kind of new into. But the point being, as you develop your board, it's one, information for the teacher, but two, you can put little information's for the student, but you can also put little reminders for you as a teacher that, hey, stop. This is where I want to turn this around and flip the classroom, have the students talk. Let them talk for a minute, get them back. Class, yes, yes. They come back, and you can go on to the next part of the board. You will have access to the tutorial. There is one that is here, and I'm going to share this with everyone. But again, I think I did 3 separate tutorials on Board Builder on my YouTube channel. Next is Kahoot, and just overwhelmed by the response from the students. They beg and beg for this, and it is a highly interactive, but what's great is it's also, you get to design them if you like, and there are also over 5 million pre-made Kahoots. In the professional development, I'm going to show you how to, log in, create an account. That's really easy, very basic. But then search for a Kahoot, duplicate that Kahoot, very easy. Don't get too worried about that. You go into the search bar. We're going to search for it. You'll pull one up. You'll scan through it. There's a very quick preview. It'll show you all the questions. If you like most of the questions, you're going to duplicate it. There's a button that says duplicate. That's going to open it up in a new screen, and it's going to allow you to edit it for your own classroom. You may want to use exactly what's there and just go ahead and start it. The edit button's really, really nice. But the great thing is you might have a Kahoot that's 90% done for you. It's almost perfect. It's almost exactly what you want, or maybe it's 100% done. And you can go ahead and save that into your Kahoots and pull it up. Again, the live presentation will be coming at the next professional development. I'm going to need to get everybody with a computer, tablet, or cell phone. Finally, well, first I'd like to thank everybody for taking the survey, for being present today, physically and mentally. And I want to put out a small challenge. I would like to start a technology committee, and as you notice, I have intentionally left 5 things blank here. Ideally, we would have 7 people. I would like to get someone, or maybe even a couple more, but I would like to get someone from each grade level, someone from fine arts, and someone from administration. Now, we will talk a little bit after this about what the time demands this technology committee will take on your part, and I'm hoping them to be rather minimal. Maybe meet once a month for 15, 20, 25 minutes just to brainstorm, talk about direction of the committee, and as this year will slowly come to an end, maybe make a formal plan for next year to implement one, Board Builder a little bit more, and Kahoot as well. Now, I know I'm all over the place a little bit. You know that's somewhat of my nature. There is a follow-up that I would like to talk about with the Board Builder, and that is that I have researched and found a pretty cool tool that I'm still kind of working my way through, and it's called Live Binder. And what that will allow us to do is save our boards in a virtual folder. So anyone who's teaching something, let's say 5th grade, Force in Motion, they build an awesome board. We're going to save that board in Live Binder, and anyone in our school will be able to access that immediately. And one of the things I'm just still struggling on is just finding a common language where we have a filing system where everybody knows the keywords and how to look for it. But anyway, that's again, I get ahead of myself and then I have to circle back. But thank you so much for just helping me. You know, I'm going through the program. I appreciate the response to the survey, 90%. I'm tickled that you guys are helping me, and I'm going to do my best to move forward in an easy way, using this technology to, with the, the most important thing in mind is to help the student. Technology in and of itself can really kind of get us set off in the wrong direction. I'm looking for things that are easy to implement, that have the most impact on academics, and hopefully this committee will be comprised of people with that same vision, and we'll have a fun time researching these new products and reporting them back to you and showing you ways to implement them. Thank you so much for all your help up to now. Have a great evening, day, wherever you are, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.